The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
This is the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Good morning. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
Good morning, Jackie. How are you today?
Let me think about that. I think I'm very good today.
I think you are too.
Yes. How are you today?
Wonderful.
All right. We have with us for the second week in a row, Lori Ligorio, owner of Caring Transitions. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing great.
All right. Good. Thanks for being with us 2 weeks in a row. We are here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., discussing everything real estate. We have a full-time real estate office with many exceptional realtors who have been assisting, guiding, and advising clients in real estate matters for 50-plus years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab and see what's going on at Dunmore Corners. Hopefully we're not covered in 2 feet of snow, and you can see what's going on.
Look us up on social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, Pinterest. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by going to mobile-friendly jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com, where we also have all the popular podcast apps that we feature the radio program on.
Right. Well, one thing I like to say about the archives is everything didn't make the archives, all right? So there's a few select shows that made the circular file.
Yes, and the podcast, it's interesting because I get the statistics on the podcast, and there's one show that's just blowing every other show out of the water. It's the most downloads.
Taxes.
That's second. That's number two. Number one, purging, packing, moving. And that's what you're
That's
here.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
And that's what you're here today talking about. And this is a service that you provide people different scenarios. It could be a loss of a loved one and they have to sell the family home. It could be a move, a job relocation. It could be a retirement to a warm southern.
Why do you tease me like this? Why do you?
Island or state. Okay.
An island of Florida.
Okay.
Or the island of Texas.
Or the island of Barbados. Who knows?
No,
right?
I want to stay in the States.
Okay. All right. So, Lori Ligorio, owner of Caring Transitions, if you could just summarize who you are and what you do and how long you've been doing it, please.
Sure. So thank you again for having me. Lori Ligorio, company is Caring Transitions of Scranton. And Caring Transitions is a full-service model to help our customers who are in senior downsizing, relocation management, estate liquidation. I've actually owned a company locally for our area because we are nationwide. My husband and I have been in the business since 2016. So we've gotten quite the experience in our local community, and we really brought this to serve our region as we saw that there was a huge deficit of offering this type of support in a downsizing, relocation management.
Does this seem to be an area with a lot of older people?
Yes, it is. Actually, I always share that when I was going through the options to purchase this a Caring Transitions franchise locally, they looked at me and they said, "Wow, your demographics, you look like Florida." And we did.
No, we don't.
Yeah, except for
DC,
the sun.
DC, do we look like Florida?
Where's the sun?
Where's the sun?
DC's laughing over there. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No problem. So with that, it really honed in on that there was an absolute need for these services in our local community. And to be able to provide services and get such happiness out of helping people, it was a no-win.
All right. let me ask you something else, because you're going to talk about your services and what you do and how you do it wonderfully. And when I hear you describe it like you did last week, I was like, oh, wow, we should have used her. But is a service like this, is it expensive? Because I hear, everything you do, and I'm thinking, wow, this must be a lot of money.
So this is actually one of my favorite subjects, because I think that there is a need to educate our area on the options for this. There are a few points I want to pull out. Number one, it's customizable. You get to choose the areas or the services that you need. We are able to do pre-planned estimates that allow you to see what your project looks like, right? You're able to actually leverage the contents of your sellable stuff to help offset those costs. Is it expensive? Is it costly? It is a service. And it is one of the things I think is most important is that it is labor intensive, which is why that's a barrier for most people. It also requires a skill so we can expedite quickly to get you through that. And oftentimes I say to people, it's 50 years, sometimes, right? And most of the clients, 50 years of things accumulated in the home. It took 50 years to get there. It's going to take some time to deal with it and get you out. So ultimately, you get to customize your package. The other thing I want to say is we leverage your assets in many ways to help offset it. So we've got different programs that we can offer where we help you leverage those assets. And oftentimes, it's paying for all the services and we're handing you a check. So it's ability to leverage that to move forward. So costly, not necessarily, because we can help you customize that service for you and then also leverage your assets to offset the cost.
Well, the most valuable thing I have as being an old guy is my time. Now, am I going to invest all the time? You do this every day. I have never done this in my life. And I had a friend of mine, John Savo. He was an auctioneer, and I used to speak to him and all of the time that was spent. And it's, you got to move things, and, I'm not getting any younger. So what's it worth? What's it worth to you?
Labor intensive. And then also what I get out of it is telling my clients that the time you spend away from work, okay, it's a vacation day. Maybe it's a vacation week. Okay. Now you've just, you've spent money there. Your family has spent the money to come in and help you. They're coming away from their family events, not attending the events and then you turn around and it's been a year. A year of stress is worth the 2 to 3 weeks to bring in a professional and get your time back. Don't ask friends to take that time off of work to help you. So truly, there are so many benefits of that, to look at.
So when you're talking about leveraging assets, you're talking about selling them, right? So how do you arrive at these prices?
So we have a digital estimate, which takes our ability to take a look at your individual project based on volume. Okay, so when we're going through and when I'm going through and doing the assessment, I'm looking at your volume density of a house, right? So we know that there's a high, medium, low, right? High, we might understand it to be a hoarder type situation. And low is probably where we're sitting today, a couple couches here and there. So we take a look at the size, right? And then complexity of the move. And that helps to drive what your situation looks like, right? And how we would go about selling and what's in there to be able to help offset and sell your stuff and goods.
I love the way you said density. Makes it so mechanical, and it takes all of the emotion out of it. Mm-hmm. Because if I'm going through this, I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to say, oh, this was Dad's glasses, and then I go, oh, this was Mom's favorite pen. You take all of that out of it. Mm-hmm. I love it.
Mm-hmm. And we leverage that algorithm and the data of over 10 years of us doing it in all of the, nationwide. So we're able to estimate what we believe is going to cost you. Okay, so that helps you to pre-plan that. And then we do offer payment options that will customize to be able to help you get to the end goal.
All right, so you walk into a property and they're looking for whatever reason to move a large home to a small home, right? Mm-hmm. So you're looking at a 10-room house and you're going to take it down to 3 rooms, right?
Yeah.
And what are the most important pieces to move? What's going to fit? You have a program to help you with that, right?
Yes, we do.
So what about the things in drawers? Do you go do you go that far?
Oh,
Do I have to bring the 500 plastic bags that are in that one drawer?
No, you don't. Yes, we do. We get down to every single drawer for the client. When you think about that level of time needed, we're skilled in going through down to the drawer level so that we can understand what needs to be retained for the family, what documents, what heirlooms, those type of things. And if we're managing, an estate for a family member and they're out of town, we're able to actually pull all that together, the pictures, all of that, package it, ship it to the executor of the estate or ship it to the family member, allowing them to go through it when they're emotionally available to do it and not sitting there. Okay, so yes, we'll take it down to the drawer level. If we deem that it's discard, we're discarding it for along the way. We're doing all of that program to get you broom swept, and that means market ready, which is exactly
That's what it
you
says
guys
in the
need,
contract.
right?
It says broom clean. It's
Broom
exactly
swept,
what it
market
says.
ready. When we're done and you're putting your house on the market, call that agent and get them in there for the pictures, which tends to be a huge obstacle, I imagine, and I hear from those who are out, realtors out there selling that the obstacle is you've got the home, but the client can't make that next step. Let us remove that barrier.
Yes, it's something that we have to work closely with a lot of sellers and help them to have their house show the best that it can and declutter and organize. Not necessarily everything out of the home to sell it,
right,
but it has to be, and people use the word staged, but just clean and orderly.
Clean and
Get
organized.
rid of the clutter.
Yes.
So you could have a trust hire you or an executor of an estate could call you and have you come in and take care of this and eliminate all of the family?
Yes. We work with many legal partners in our area who contact us and provide we provide the services end-to-end management for them. We work with the executor or executrix on it. Most often, they're not even in the local area, and if they are, great. So we oversee that project end-to-end and allowing them to meet really we understand the guidelines that an executor is under to provide full transparency on managing the estate. And we're there executing those things, such as, right, they may need to have an assessment of value of contents, right? We're able to provide the legal services, the lawyer for the estate, that document on behalf of the executor, right, if it's required, full accounting of value of the estate end to end. And it truly is a great partnership with those attorneys that we work with.
So I shouldn't just get a dumpster and pull it up and drag everything out and throw it into the dumpster and say, yeehaw, the house is clean.
No.
Well, you could, but you might be.
Yeehaw, we got rid of all the crap.
Yeah, call me after it takes you a year to do it on your day off.
And then who knows? The funny thing is, like the Savos used to tell us, is things that you think are junk, like costume jewelry and stuff like that you think is worthless, that you would toss in the garbage pail. Fill me in on that.
Oh, great. Never forgot had a client, the family wanted to use the services, but they also felt like they needed to help the family, or maybe they thought that they were offsetting costs, right? Are they? We can talk about that.
Debatable.
Debatable. Absolutely. I can likely show you how. Anyhow, we arrive, garbage bags.
Oh, boy.
Garbage bags, right? Which would have been the role we could have taken for that. And we happened to open one or two because exactly what you just said, we can't necessarily trust that they knew what they were looking at. Full of valuables, thrown away. So that is truly happens. You may not know what is valuable in today's market. And the other thing is that we have the ability to understand the value of things in today's market based on changes. For example, we may walk in a home and they say, well, I've got all this beautiful furniture. Well,
Yeah, I know.
furniture, really what's trending is modern century furniture. So we're actually able to really immediately help them understand the level of value that they have and where it truly is.
Right. So they're throwing out the bags that are, one bag is probably worth more than that piece of furniture that they thought was valuable. Things are not. I mean, Grandpa had all of these.
The sewing machine.
The sewing machine, yeah, that's a big one. And what about the trains? The trains are not. The value of those have fallen. Mm-hmm. So I mean, people think that the things that are valuable, they just don't know.
You don't know, and it does shift, right? It does change based on moving variables. So you might find something 10 years ago that had value, antiques, right, that are not necessarily maintaining their value. And we understand that and can guide our client through that.
So not only do you clean out and prepare the house for sale, but you also go into attics, the garages,
I like that.
storage sheds, and you take care of it all. Now, what if the house needs, now that everything is removed and it's obvious that the house needs to be, there's some repairs that have to be made or the interior needs to be painted? Do you coordinate things like that?
Yes, we do.
Wow.
That's part of what I say. We become your concierge partner. We are there to refer out to trusted individuals. We get that house to the market. And if that means that we identify a mold issue, right, or working with our realtors, they may say, okay, there's a mold issue we want to address. Sometimes it's, can you handle it? Well, a mold issue we would refer out, right? But if it's something else, we're going to get it done.
What about if there are family members in other locations and so, but I've identified some of the personal property is going to go to Sally in California, Joe in New Mexico. Do you ship items?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yep, I've got one to go in my car right now. Yeah, we'll ship out. We'll either palletize it, depending on the size of it, or we'll get it together and we'll ship out. So yes, we do.
Lori Ligorio, owner of Caring Transitions. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
So you can reach out and call us at 570-280-2516. We will return your call or contact us at caringtransitionsScranton.com, or you can reach out to us on Facebook at Caring Transitions Scranton.
Thank you, Lori. Pat, would you like to review a listing?
Yes, we have a 2-unit, a duplex that's up and a down at 622 Wheeler Avenue in Scranton for $269,000. This building has a 2-bedroom, 1,300 square foot apartment on the second floor and a 2-bedroom, 900 square foot apartment on the first floor. This building has been nicely updated, and it still has its original hardwood floors, woodwork, and doors. First and second floors each have their own covered porches, and the second floor has 2 bonus rooms for office space. There's plenty of off-street parking, and this building has a good rental income history. It's got good tenants, and it's close to the hospital and the medical college. That's a duplex at 622 Wheeler Avenue in Scranton for $269,000, and that's listed by Gail Lewis of our office.
Thank you, Pat. Multifamily statistics from the Greater Scranton Board of Realtors for properties sold. In 2022, the median list price for multifamilies is $175,000. In 2021, it was $150,000.
Wow.
Median sales price for 2022 multifamilies was $160,000. In 2021, it was $135,000. Number of multifamilies sold in 2022 was down from 2021, 9.8%. Pendings were down 16%, active listings were down 20.6%, and new listings that hit the market were down 20%. Multifamily properties are selling.
There's a shortage of them, right?
There
It's
is.
just supply and demand.
It's time for a break. We'll be back with more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate in a short bit. In your past real estate experiences, did you find most agents were mediocre? At Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, we defy mediocrity by being relentless. Don't settle for average. Contact the Relentless at Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. We have an excellent track record of serving the community for 50 plus years. Call 570-344-6724 or visit jruddy.com. That's jruddy.com. Welcome back to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with Pat Devaney, my husband, fellow realtor.
And we're back.
With Lori Ligorio, owner of Caring Transitions. Thanks so much for 2 weeks of your valuable time, spending it with us to tell us all about you. You know, there's a lot of people out there that have a bad taste in their mouth because they've had a friend or family member that have dealt with companies that may not have had their best interest in heart. So let's talk about you and the people that you use in your company and what you do differently, please.
Sure. Thank you. So truly, this is an unregulated field. Right. So Caring Transitions, we maintain the highest standards. Our officers are fully insured. We are professionally trained W-2 employees, background checked. And we also have our own liability and workman's comp, which actually tends to be a concern for many people when you're coming and bringing the public into their home. We can offer them that comfort in knowing that we are a trusted partner. So in a rogue industry, right, you may have many people out there doing that. And this, we feel, really provides our clients with the comfort of knowing that they've hired somebody they can trust.
Now, go
ahead.
If I'm in a situation where, you know, my parents or somebody's passed away or they've moved away or something, the first thing I learned from my friends who don't do this anymore is when you go in, don't throw anything out.
Absolutely.
Don't throw anything out. Get the professional in there because you know the values of everything. And I love that you're bonded and you're trusted because, like Jackie was saying, our neighbors had a bad experience with an auction company and it was not good.
Absolutely.
So don't throw anything out.
Yep, I agree. And you know, the other benefit is, I'm responsible to a brand name, right? Everything I do and how we operate as a company, we're thinking on a broader perspective. So yeah, when you have bad experiences, I really encourage you not to hold back on at least understanding what our services can provide you and knowing that you're going and walking in with a trusted advisor, a trusted partner. And that what you just said with the throwing everything away, really stop for a moment, take the hour. It is free. Let us look. I will let you know if we see that there's value in certain things so that you don't throw it away because you're literally throwing away money. I'm not saving yourself time.
So I like some of your taglines because I'm reading them here. Take the stress out of the mess. I love that. Turn trash into cash. which you illustrated in the first half of our show, that you went into a property, there were garbage bags full of what those people thought was trash, but when you opened it, you saw that it was cash. Yeah, they were literally throwing out cash. And the space diet.
Oh, I love it.
Yes. So you're putting the space, the living space, on a diet.
On a diet.
I like it.
All right. So your services are not only for the older generation, but you also provide services for people that are relocating due to a corporate move, a job relocation, even people in a divorce situation.
Absolutely.
You know, so sometimes people are in the throes of that. It's ugly. It's nasty.
Oh, it's terrible.
There's a lot of emotion and sadness, and there's children involved. And so you're able to objectively go in there and help that situation out.
Absolutely. One of my favorite taglines, and I made this one up, is blame Lori.
Blame you?
Lori. So when you're in that family involvement and there's decisions and one person wants it this way and the other person wants it this way, and I'm working with the person, it's like, okay, we're going to go this way. This is the best way for the property, best way. And it's like, just blame Lori. Throw it on me. Take that pressure off of you, and it helps them to drive forward.
So, yes, so corporate relocation, divorce relocation, senior relocation, space planning. You offer something that's very helpful, because you could take a measuring tape all you want all day long, right, to the new home. But sometimes it's really hard to see, visualize, and really to know if something's going to fit.
Right. When we went through that with my mother, and she moved into assisted living willingly. She wanted to go. There was pieces of furniture that they just don't fit. I mean, she loved them and she's had them forever. It was a wedding present from, her mother or something. But sometimes you got to let go.
Absolutely. And with our 3D space planning, we can actually show you that it's not going to fit. Therefore, you're not paying to have it moved, only to pay to have it removed, because it didn't fit. We'll save you that agony of the process up front, so we can foresee those issues for you.
Good. All right. I like it. And so you move things, you sell things. What else can you do?
We have the ability to help our community in so many ways. And I share this because I can't wait for the phone calls to come in and how we can help. So we've got a brand called Caring for a Cause. And oftentimes we will do fundraisers through our Caring for a Cause and raise money that gets directed into the community. Okay, whether that's looking for coat donations, Caring for a Cause for coats, Caring for a Cause for food banks. There's many things we can do to raise money for our community, and it's very much what we like to do. As a matter of fact, one of the things we have up and coming is called a What Is It Worth event. And the What Is It Worth event is going to allow us to reach out to the public, and I'll go anywhere and do this for anyone, communities, senior communities we work with. And we'll be doing a What Is It Worth event where you bring your heirloom in that came from your family that maybe you just want to learn a little bit more about it, and possibly what's the value in today's market. Bring it in. You go home with it. But we can do that. And while we're doing it, we're collecting small donations that will then target a local community area in our community. So that's one of the things. Invite us into your facility. If you're looking to host something that's exciting, we'd be happy to come in and run a What Is It Worth event for you.
That's like the Antique Roadshow.
It is. It absolutely is.
I was thinking the same thing. You should broadcast it.
Yep. Oh, I should.
Yeah, there you go. Live on Facebook. There you go. I got a $500,000 Rolex watch here.
I love it.
Yeah, that's good. All right, Lori Ligorio, owner of Caring Transitions here in Scranton. How does someone get in touch with you, please?
They can reach out to us at 570-280-2516 and or reaching out to us on Facebook or caringtransitionscranton.com. We look forward to hearing from you and working with you.
Thank you, Lori. For 2 weeks, a fabulous discussion. Remember to tune in next Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker.